Last week on Unglossy.
Yeah, Mike Love wanted to hire me at WBLS in New York. He finally called me back after I sent like 6 or 7 packages. He didn't say I really don't. He said, I don't represent night jocks because y'all don't make no money. But there's something about you. I think I'll do this. I flew into Dallas. The brothers did go crazy over this. So when I flew to the interview, I get off the plane. I got the sweatshirt on. I'm like, hey, I'm ready to go to work, my boy. Hey,
like,
man,
it all makes sense.
What we doing, my boy?
From the top.
Go ahead.
I'm Tom Frank.
I'm Jeffrey Sledge.
And I'm Bun B. Welcome to Unglossy.
Real stories, unfiltered dialogue, and the voices moving culture beyond the gloss of hype and headlines.
So buckle up, Unglossy starts now.
All right, folks, we are back for another Unglossy. And since our last recording, our co-host here decided to drop a whole new album. Didn't even bring it up, just dropped it.
I didn't think my business was supposed to be brought up on this show.
Your business is always part of this show.
I mean, but we got guests that we be having on here. So I feel like we're supposed to, lift them up, amplify their voice, not talk about my stuff, but
well,
y'all want to know.
Let's sneak in a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about the album release.
We dropped an album this past Friday. The album was called Way More Trill. It's the second album from me and the producer Corey Mo.
Mm-hmm.
First album was called Mo Trill. We dropped that in 2022. And then he hit me, probably last summer or so and was like, we still got some records over here. Because I go to Atlanta a lot. I do a lot of features when I'm in town. So I typically record them at Corey House. And while he got me over there, after I finished doing what I'm supposed to do, he started cutting other beats and stuff on. So I ended up knocking out a verse or two. Next thing you know, he hit me. He's like, yo, we got like 5 songs over here. I was like, 5 songs? He was like, yeah. Like, you don't want to just finish up, 4 or 5 more and just knock out an album? I really didn't have a good excuse to say no. So I just went ahead and knocked him out, hit up some of the homies, some of the, usual suspects like Ball G, Jazzy Faye, you know what I'm saying? Juicy J, Project Pat. But then we reached out to the next generation as well. So we had like, Mona Leo on the record, La Russell is on the record. And we just wanted to put together a nice mix of artists. This wasn't necessarily done for money. I just, like to stay active in the space and, work with people I like to work with. That's the beauty of not being on a record label anymore. No disrespect, Jeff, but
I don't work at a label no more neither.
Well, that was a jive joke.
yeah, it's all good.
but I like the freedom to be able to create how I like to, with who I want to, how I want to, when I want to. You know what I'm saying? So
that's some pretty good freedoms to have, right?
Yeah,
there.
no, we get a lot of great freedom, and I like to work with people that still like to create. Guys like Ball and G. We've both been here for like 32, 33 years, and we still like making music. We still like contributing to the culture. So it's always fun to call them. I got Juicy and Project Pat on the song together, so I got both the brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So, we're just having fun. We're just putting things together, having fun, and put together a release party in Houston after doing a couple of weeks of promo in New York and Atlanta. And, had a lot of friends and family come up and, had some fun. I cooked some burgers for people. And when they saw that, first it was kind of like private and closed off. And then, like, when people started seeing the burgers, everybody started, like, trying to get in line and get in the building. So I said, fuck it, let them in. You know what I'm saying? Those are consumers. Let them come in, hear the album. If it take a burger to draw them in, that's cool.
Yeah.
So we enjoyed it. And the album's out right now everywhere, Way More Trill. You know what I'm saying? Am I allowed to self-promote?
You're allowed to self-promote.
Okay. I don't want to be... I don't want to throw...
We're going to do it for you.
I don't want to throw the Unglossy algorithm off talking about music.
It'll enhance the algorithm.
That's right. A bet. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
It is out there everywhere.
Yes.
Well, hey, speaking of freedom, we got a good guest on today. I'm going to start from the top right here. Some ideas come from studios, agencies, or long whiteboards covered in arrows. And then some ideas, they come from the front porch, literally. Today's guest took one of the oldest community spaces in America and turned it into one of the freshest formats on the internet. Live from the front porch is part conversation, part time capsule, part block symphony. It's honest without being messy, intimate without being invasive, and somehow gives you the soul of a neighborhood in under 10 minutes. So today we're breaking down how it started, why it hit so hard, and where this new wave of porch-born storytelling is headed. Pull up a chair. This is Unglossy, and today we're welcoming Noochie. How are you, sir?
That was tight. That was one of my.
You like that?
That was nice.
I try to get you on good. You are a DC guy, which I'm already down with you.
I appreciate it. I gotta play that before I come out on stage or something.
It is yours. It's yours to use.
No, for sure, man. No, I appreciate it, man. Good seeing y'all fellas, man. Appreciate you, Tom, Jeff, Bun,
Thank
man, OG. Salute, man. First and foremost, congratulations on the new project.
Thank you.
Definitely need to be spoke on for sure. I just not too much about what I'm doing already before we get into it, but my whole thing is highlighting, you know what I'm saying, legends like you and making sure that in the social media era that, you know what I'm saying, they reminded that hip hop ain't got no age on it, and that music that you created before ain't old. It's a masterpiece, just like the Mona Lisa or something like that. They don't call that. I ain't never heard nobody call that old. So it's an art piece too. So you know what I'm saying, salute, keep going.
That's a good way to put it.
I love that. I love how you did that.
But you got to play that before you come off stage.
Yeah, I know, right?
I need a verse on something.
That's a bet. That's a bet. I'm
That's
about to put that on the intro.
That's how, for those that don't know, that's how the porch got started. Just me freestyling on the porch by myself.
So talk about it. Tell us about it.
This came when time you speak of freedom. I was in the process of leaving a record deal, and just unsure about how I was going to do it if the record label wasn't the answer. And then I just went out there. I said I just want to be heard and unfiltered and without having to call nobody. And fast forward, here we are.
So before we dive deep into the porch, though, you got to give us a little bit of your backstory. Like you're a DC kid. Like how did you get into music? Where'd the love of music come from?
Man, first and foremost, my dad, one way booby, free booby. I say that at the end of every episode on the porch. My dad was, DC is a go-go town. So doing hip hop in DC wasn't really, nobody was excited about that. Like that was like going against the grain. So in like the early 2000s, like 2000, 2001, he had dropped a project called One Way Up. And it was like the equivalent to like what I would call like, it was Boobie and the Young Farmers. It's a group of other rappers from an area called Berry Farms. It's like a legendary hood in DC. They got this where the porch even gets its origin from. But Boobie and Young Farmers, they dropped a project called One Way Up, and this is at the time like the equivalent to explaining the street life of DC the same way NWA did, same way UGK, the same way Outkast explained Atlanta. Like it was so vivid to me at such a young age, and like I'm around all this, but I'm the young dude around. I'm like I'm his son, so it's like he ain't gonna put me. I ain't gonna be thrown in the shit in the fire. So it's like I'm just got a front row seat to it. You know what I'm saying? I got a front row seat to all the action, all the real life that's happening. You know what I'm saying? Everything that they talking about in the songs, I could see how it got in the song. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to see music be translated like that, or like a story be translated like that at such an early age, it's like, okay, it kind of prompts the idea of storytelling and understanding what hip hop really is and what it's about. It's about expression. Like they weren't necessarily doing it for money either at the time. It was more so like, for real, like my dad was on the run when he started rapping. Like this was to make something else happen, make something shake. So and it shook. And he made an impact, and he was like the first person from DC to be on 106 in Park or MTV Jams, Rap City. Also having features with like he bringing Juvenile to the city, bringing Scarface and Gucci Mane and Juicy J and collab mixtapes with DJ Khaled, Don Cannon, and, you know what I'm saying, all them folks early at the time where it's like, this is unheard of for somebody in DC to be bringing all this action to the city.
Noochie, let me ask you a question. While your daddy and his group was making this music and doing these features, you said he was on the run. Did the community know he was on the run and just was quiet about it?
Nah, ain't
nobody knew.
Well, this was like early when he first got started in it. By the time you're doing all that, this no longer a thing. Like it's news clippings and like it's newspapers and stuff you can see, but he wasn't charged with nothing at the time. He got he was acquitted for whatever he was want to run
Got
from.
it. Got it.
But this is like 2000. This is late 90s, early 2000s. By the time he's doing these features with Juicy J and collabing with like DJ Khaled, this is like 06, 07, 08, 09. And like the Juicy, I remember him doing a song, the Juicy J joint. That probably was like 2012, maybe.
How old were you when all this was going on, Noochie? When you
I was a senior in high school in 2012, 2013. I graduated 2013. So like,
had you caught the bug by then?
Oh, for sure. I started way before. Like I was doing it way before. I just ain't tell nobody. So like, I just waited till I used to go to my cousin's house and be rapping with my cousin Wahid and my little brother Cardo, and we just be rapping on Audacity on the little USB mic on the computer and shit. And you know what I'm saying, just having fun with it. And you know what I'm saying. And then it come a point where we moved. My dad, he chasing the music, so we moved to Atlanta in like 08. 07, 08, we moved to Atlanta. So like middle school, 8th grade, 9th grade, I'm in Atlanta. And I'm now my whole shit just changed. Going from go-go and like just, you know what I'm saying, they idolize Scarface out here, they idolize UGK, they idolize Devin the Dude. They like it's a lot of Tupac, like to go now I'm going to Atlanta. And this is like the height of like Gucci Mane, notepad or pencil mixed. He's on like notepad or pencil 6.
Those mixtapes.
Every week I'm going to school. Hey, you got that new Gucci, bro? You got that new Gucci, bro? I said, you just got the new Gucci. It just came. It's a double Gucci. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's also like that super futuristic, that
the futuristic era.
The album that Metro just dropped.
Yeah.
It was like that era of that's the time where I lived in Atlanta. So at the same time, I just moved down here. I don't really know about DC. I got a New Balance. They like, what the fuck you got on, boy? Like just let this feel feet. I was like, New Balance, you don't know nothing about. Like, what the fuck you talking about? But at the same time, I'm so disconnected, and we went so abrupt that I'm like, man, 90% of the time, I got headphones in. I'm listening to music. So like around that time, and even like as we moved, like I got in trouble before we moved down there. I had to cut my hair and everything. And then like me and my dad just driving down there Dolo, and I'm in the van with him, and like we literally just stopped and got some CD from like the gas station or some shit, and it was the radio was broke, so all we had was the 2 CDs in the car. Go all the way to Atlanta. It was he had Reasonable Doubt in there already.
Okay.
And then So Far Gone was what we just bought.
Okay.
So
wow.
The whole ride, I'm listening. So we listen
over and over and over.
We listen to Reasonable Doubt first, and I'm probably like 7th grade. What's that, like 13, 14, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to Reasonable Doubt, and I'm like, I feel like watching a movie. It feel like watching like Scarface. It feel like watching one of the movies at a young age, and like I don't know everything he talking about, but I done grew up around them and listen to everything they was talking about. So it's a bunch of shit that I could put together. But like I sold it all from crack to OPM. I was like, what the fuck is OPM? I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like early
you're thinking
on,
like the letters OPM.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, as I'm sitting there rapping and not knowing, but I'm like, okay, it's visual. And then, all right, Reasonable Doubt go off, and we put So Far Gone on. And this is like early, just the first Drake jump.
Yeah,
so it's like, we don't even know that this dude about to be this dude for real. You know what I'm saying? In a certain way. And like to hear So Far Gone and like get the same feeling, but more like, this is more relatable. He's doing the same thing he was just doing, but it's like more, I wouldn't say surface level, but more age appropriate to where I'm at, but still painting a picture of, all right, he's still older than me, so it's still certain things that I ain't experienced yet, but it's still relatable to where I'm at in life too. So like at that time, I'm like, all right, and damn near on that ride, and then going to Atlanta and just listening to the music all the time, I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? But you on the album, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's you know what I'm saying? That's even crazy.
That's crazy, yeah.
And get to Atlanta, like, all right, that same time period, what else come out? Wale, More About Nothing. I'm already heavy Wale from DC. And what else? Cushion Orange Juice. Friday Night Lights. J. Cole. Kid Named Cudi. No Ceilings. Big Sean. The Blue Jump. The Finally Famous. 3, I think. And it's like them like heavy in rotation for me. Like Like I'm listening to them all the time, and like I'm like, all right, this is what I want to do. I feel like I don't even know them. I ain't met none of them, and I feel like I know these niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, that's where maximum altitude as an artist you done reached. Like you don't gotta meet a motherfucker and they know you. You could just they hear your voice. You done told your story so much, and you know what I'm saying, to where you just say your ad lib before your verse start, and they already know what's about to happen. And it's like that's all right. That's the level I want to achieve with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is early. This is before I even told my dad I wanted to rap. You know what I'm saying?
I was just for to say, so you trying to figure out exactly what your voice is going to be and what exactly you going to represent, because you got the whole aspect of it, which is, you know, aspirational and, you know, growing as being a baller and a boss and all of these type of things. And, you know, you're still listening to guys that are still on the come up and all of this stuff. Then you get to Atlanta, which is its own individual scene, separate from everything else that's doing. And in the midst of all of this music and all of this culture coming together, this is where Noochie finds his voice in music.
For sure. And then even further that, like back to the boss aspect of it, like my dad, it went from Boobie and the Young Farmers to the Oi Boys. And that was because they was going, the label they made was called One Way Records, and they was going to call it One Way Records. They tried to solidify that, but the band One Way that do
One Way, yeah.
Cutie Pie.
Yeah, for sure.
They had it already. So they took the first letter and the last letter of One Way and made it Oi Boys. And then that's how it started. And then but my dad was pretty much the CEO. Like he ran that, and his partner Chew he rapped with another group, and they came together, and they pretty much eventually, when I told my dad that I wanted to rap, like this is post Atlanta. So like after 9th grade, we moved back up to DC. And so like a 10th through 12th, I'm just sharpening that motherfucker. Like I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Cause I done already told him like, hey,
this is what you wanted to do.
Like I think he just
and you've seen a lot more than most of the people that you grew up with.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, and I equated to like Dale Curry and Steph Curry. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the NBA. So like you grew up on the court side, like all the tools is there. Like I grew up in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like by the time like I'm about to graduate, like my mom want me to go to college. I'm like, I already know what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what you want to do, and you know how to do it.
We about to waste money. You sending me to college. You know what I'm saying? Or try to do something. We
money and time.
You know what I'm saying? So
you just gonna come right back.
Exactly. I literally got to the point where I was like in the school signing up for I took the placement test and everything. I was literally signing up for the classes. I'm in there on the computer picking the classes
for college.
And I'm like, man,
what are you doing?
Fuck this shit. And got like, I stood up, walked out that jump. I called my mother. I was like, hey, Ma, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? This ain't. Actually, like I was great in school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I should have went to college, like I'm saying, based off how I did in school. But it was just like I already knew what I wanted to do. Like I told him.
What college were you sitting in there picking the classes for?
It was like a community college. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't even I ain't even apply to nothing like that I could have. I was like, that ain't what I'm wasting time. So I had a conversation with my dad, and I went up going to it's a studio in Falls Church called Q Recordings.
Okay.
And they done did like Michael Jackson shit in there, Bruno Mars, Mary J. Blige, like rock star shit in that jump. And they got a course for like audio engineering. And I went and I took the course for audio engineering. And mind you, like I said, I grew up in the studio. I already knew like the basics of it. So like this was like me sharpening it, me getting certified in it. It's like now, shit, I can run the studio, charge niggas studio time. And you know what I'm saying? That could be my shit. And you know what I'm saying? Until whatever happen. You know what I'm saying? And that way I can still be in the studio. I can still be wherever I want and you know what I'm saying, keep the shit in my pocket. So I'm like, all right, bet. And I'm certified. I got this plaque right here. I can charge you more, nigga. So it's like
it's true.
You know what I'm saying? And fast after that, around what's that, like 2012, like the end of 2012, beginning of 2013, like I literally put like my first piece of music out, like for like the world to know like I'm here and existing and making music. And like I was still in high school. Like we put that shit on World Star. My dad, I skipped the part. Once I told my dad I wanted to do this shit serious, he put me with my man Ryan. It's the dude who wheelchair Snoop took in the
Oh, well, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that for sure.
But Ryan, I know Ryan says like I was going from high school to Ryan house recording till it was time to go back to school again. Like, and then, you know what I'm saying, every day, every week, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, we just got, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just give it them to y'all, see what happens.
Gotta put something out.
Exactly. So fast forward to it was a video called Gotta Go. We put it out on World Star. This was like 2012 or 2012, 2013. And like on World Star at the time, I'm expecting like a bunch of hating ass comments. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple thousand views, you know what I'm saying? Something. That shit had like 100,000 something by lunch.
Wow.
And the comments was like, hey, this fire, dude. Bro got a project out. You know what I'm saying? Who this? You know what I'm saying? This Meek Mill looking ass nigga. Who's this? Like it was a bunch. It was so much shit. But like mostly it was like, I was like, hey, oh, they fucking with it. Like,
let me ask you something, Noochie. I understand why you get the support and backing from your dad. But how was your mom taking to this? Because like you said, you decided not to go to college and she see you doing the same thing your daddy did.
Yeah.
Did she feel like, well, at least he'll be doing this with his daddy, or this is exactly what I didn't want this boy to do?
Good question.
So what was the last part? It went out.
I say, is this something that she looked at it like, well, at least he gonna be with his daddy doing this music? Or was she like, nah, this was the last thing I wanted this child to be doing?
Yeah.
Well, I say early on, like I left apart. Like I'm the oldest of 5. My mother and my father, they was together pretty much till they ain't together now, but like pretty much I was grown. So I already had I call myself the third parent. Like I was taking the kids to football practice. Like I got a license early just so I could do shit for them. Like it wasn't for me, you know what I'm saying? It was so I could go take the kids to football practice, to the doctor, help my little brother out. Like my youngest brother was born with a heart murmur. He had a hole in his heart. So it was like a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, he needed, you know what I'm saying? Like he couldn't even, like he got fed through a tube when he was a baby. So it was like, there's a lot of shit I had to do early on. So it was like, I wasn't never really in no position to where it's like, I was going to be on the run. You know what I'm saying? It was more so like, I took like my dad knew what to put in front of me. Let me say that. And my mother, she identified that. And she also like, she a gangster too. Like, if she was in here right now seeing you on this jump, she starts reciting some lyrics. Like right now. You know
hey, boy was raised right. I love it.
Yeah.
She be like, man, she be at all the porches. Like, you know what I'm saying? She be at every jump. So at every show, like she been supportive.
That's cool.
Too. Like even not doing like I don't even remember, I blacked out so hard walking out that school. Like I don't even remember how that conversation went. Like I don't even remember what I just told her I couldn't do it, and like I just knew I had to, this one it. But she been super supportive, like no matter what. And
that's dope.
Yeah, it trickled down to everybody for real.
So you put up that song, people are loving it. What you said that you were signed with a label at one point. How does that come about?
Okay, so after we put this song out, this is like 2013, February 2013. We getting the good comments, and my man Ryan, I was telling you about that, was recording me. He was like, "We got to finish the project. Asking for a project, we got to put something together." So I end up like, my goal is February. I graduate in like June. So I'm like, shit, I'm trying to get signed before I graduate. Fuck it. Like that was my mindset. I was like,
your goal.
Let me get signed before I graduate. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. I'm going even harder in the studio. You know what I'm saying? And then we put a project out called Rookie Season. Man, I had the whole school wearing my shirts and shit in the school. Got some shirt. My dad helped me get some shirts printed up with the cover on it. I got the cover made. Like it was so much, you know what I'm saying, into it, like where school super support. Like I had my first show at like Crystal's skating rink in Maryland. And like the whole I ain't gonna say the whole school pulled up, but it was like
a lot of the school came. That's cool.
Damn, like to this day, like people remember that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was like,
still have those t-shirts.
I just seen some people, they faded like a motherfucker, but I just
and how old were you? How old were you, Noochie?
I'm 17.
See,
I'm 17 at the time.
When I hear people talk about actually putting music out while they're in school, I couldn't imagine how famous somebody could actually be walking the halls of a high school having a song out that people outside of the high school like. But they could have been your first like critics. They could have been the first one to be like, this ain't cool.
They probably were.
That's what I assumed would happen. Like the fact that it was any positive feedback, I was like, that's all I needed. One motherfucker said, "Hey, this shit's hard, nigga." You know what I'm saying? I'd have been like, all right, bet, cool. That's all I need to know. Oh, somebody say
I'm on it now.
Yeah. But me and you think it, it's probably a million other people that think it too. There's enough people out here. Somebody think it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so once we did that, I didn't get signed before I graduated at all. You know, but I did get reached out to by some folks in Atlanta. I started working. I don't really like saying his name in interviews because it ain't in well. But
you don't have to mention it.
I get it.
It was a good experience because I've done it before, and you know what I'm saying, people say stuff to me about it, and it's like I feel like it's part of the story, but it's like, nah, I don't get no credit.
We understand. You know, Jeff and I spent many years in the music business, and we know how these things work. Sometimes it's just not a good mix. You know what I'm saying? People see the buzz. You know, a big part of us getting signed when we were coming up was because we had a buzz and we had impact. So they knew we had fans and the music was popular.
Yep.
So they wanted to be connected to it, but they didn't really understand the culture behind it. You know what I'm saying? And they did their best. Jeff did his best, Dave and those guys. And, you know, but we just couldn't, it was a culture we represented that couldn't be just explained if you didn't see it.
Yeah, you have to live it. You have to live it. Same thing with DC. You gotta know that backwards and forwards. Like it was, I was telling you, I had been spend a lot of time in DC at one point because I really had to figure it out, you know, because there's so much going on there. If you're not in it, you don't get it. You won't be able to promote it.
And Jeffrey, you had to be there around this same time. Where were you?
Yeah.
Why didn't Jive get a hold of Noochie?
Noochie.
We had an R&B artist that is still going now. We had Raheem DeVaughn. So we had an R&B.
Shout out to Ryan. That's like
absolutely. That's fam right there. That's
Raheem DeVaughn, my dad was like super. Like I seen Raheem since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
And Jerry and Cliff and all them cats.
Them the
unks. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was there, bro. And we recorded most of that. You mentioned it in an interview I watched. We recorded Raheem's album and Kevin, Stacey Ladisaw's husband, at the studio. I forget the name of the studio now, but so that's why, because we was working with Raheem, and you know, I met some rapper cats Phil Day and some other cats down there, but
he was on our day project too, bro.
So
everywhere.
I was outside back in those days. It was a version of me I wasn't proud of, to be honest, because there's certain things that people do in DC that they also did in Houston at the time.
Oh yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, I wasn't striving as high as I should have been.
No, I understand.
Back then, but Noochie spoke to it, man. Like the relationship that DC and Houston has is really, really crazy. Because
I never realized there was such a
like DC is on the East Coast, but culturally they're not East Coast like derivative, I would say, because DC dudes and New York dudes are very close, like in proximity.
Yeah.
Right, and mileage, but they are totally different. Like they consider DC people down south.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
which
definitely.
is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
If I go to New York, they
DC would identify more with the South than with the East Coast. But I remember the first time I went to DC, like, and this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. They booked us for a show, but we had to do 2 shows. So we did one show downstairs. It was a 2-story club. We did one show downstairs, all rap, like the album version of everything, the radio, all of that stuff. And then about an hour later, we had to go upstairs and do it with Junkyard. You know what I'm saying? And do go-go versions of every song I just did.
Yeah.
You had to do a go-go version of it.
Yes, of every song. The whole place smelled like Love Boat. And
Love Boat. Jesus.
I'm just being transparent here.
Nah. It's real.
But I really understood the city because it was like, yeah, we're going to let you get your rap shit off. We're going to let you do that. But like I had a 2-hour sound check because I had to go through the stuff that we did.
How to do it.
Yeah, and then I had to go with the band and figure out how they wanted to do it, because they're not even really recreating my songs. Like, I'm rapping to a go-go beat. It's not a go-go version.
So your rap unknown to you in some ways.
Absolutely. So you got to rehearse it with the band. Man, I
Did somebody
loved
tell
it,
you
man.
that? Did somebody tell you that before you did it, or did you just find out like that?
Nah. They told us on the way that we was probably gonna have to do something go-go.
But I'm
We
saying,
didn't realize that we
did
was
they
gonna do
prep
like
you
the
for
whole
how you
thing.
gonna have to do it though? Like how you gonna have to change it up?
They said that we're gonna have to do we're gonna have to do this twice. And we didn't really understand it. And Big G called me, and Big G kind of talked to me about it. You know what I'm saying? About how to really navigate these things. And then once he talked us through that, like, look, man, the big homie said, we got you, Joe G. Don't overthink it. Just do the song. Y'all gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was a beautiful night, but I understood the city so much different after that.
Yeah. It's a very specific place. And back to the Houston DC connection. Like my dad and Paul Wall, like this. Like
wow.
My first time in Houston was Paul picked me up from the airport. And I stayed at a studio. I forgot where it's even at, but the little junk with the barriers around it.
Yeah, it's a residential studio.
Yeah, like I was, and it's literally similar to my setup. You know, I ain't got the barriers, but it's similar. But
not yet.
My dad and Paul go way back. They got like records. Me and Paul got records. Like I recorded in his crib that day. Like that's family. Like, you know what I'm saying, for real. And back to the me going to Atlanta with Redacted, and Redacted identified that I had some talent and we had some connections, and we for connection, just for understanding of what Redacted is, No Scrubs, Bills, NSYNC, is a producer, and
I know you talk. I know you talk about now.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying. Like I pretty much, my dad and his business partner Chew, and they pretty much identify like, all right, if we want to keep this music going, it's like 2013. It's like I didn't put out probably two projects by this time. I did a project called Rookie Season and Sophomore Slump. So like I ain't get it by when I graduated, but got reached out to by this Grammy Award winning producer at the time that, you know what I'm saying, same potential. And pretty much they like, all right, this the college you're going to. You're going back to Atlanta for college now, for music. That's what it felt like. So now I'm down there living in the studio. Like I'm in there every day, like Jazzy Faye in there. South. The first day I go in there, Southside and TM88 in there cooking up for Juicy J and Big Sean, and the room smoked out. I'm like, oh, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But prior to that, like I've only seen my dad in them studio, like studios that I booked, and like, you know what I'm saying, like this like what the pinnacle is in DC. Like DC ain't really got it's go-go, you know what I'm saying? So like we ain't got that much music history. Like my dad Danny was one of the first people to even break through for people to take rap serious in DC. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it get to Wale, and you know what I'm saying, like even he had to infiltrate with go-go. You know what I'm saying? Like it took a lot. So by me seeing Atlanta, it's a whole different atmosphere. And Atlanta's like a crazy place, but to go from DC to Atlanta, like these two are the blackest places in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like a culture shock, but it was also like, I've been here before already. You know what I'm saying? I already know how Atlanta works.
Right.
I know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I know people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this time it's like, it's all fuck school. It's all music shit. Like, I'm in this motherfucker got me writing verses 8 times after I thought the first one was tight. Redoing the hooks. Like,
so
really,
it's becoming a real business for you now rather than just what you love necessarily.
I mean, but it's still, my work ethic was already like that, but it's like just to hear somebody, like now you're getting produced. It's not just you doing it. Like, it's not like understand that this is the song structure. Understand putting this hook right here, this verse, this intro, talk right here, say this like this, pronunciate it like that. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like, what if they don't know, if they can't understand you? Make sure they can understand what the fuck you're saying. Like, and like to this day, like that's one of the biggest compliments I get, like from certain people. They be like, man, I can understand what you're saying. And it's like, you supposed to.
Learn,
okay.
Yeah.
That was, you know what I'm saying? That was something that was thought about, and just building relationships. And like to this day, like I don't fuck with Redacted no more, but literally everybody else It's like a phone call away. You know what I'm saying? Like I made so many good relationships. There's so many people that I came across that to this day have been like super impactful. Like shout out my man Doe. Doe, you know what I'm saying? He did, you know what I'm saying, so much. Like he worked with Mashawn, and he worked with Big U as well. And he pretty much was like, when me and Redacted wasn't eye to eye, this was the person who was like, all right, it makes sense to still do this. You know what I'm saying? And eventually I put everybody on game, like, this motherfucker tripping. You gotta get the fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody here. Y'all gotta come see this shit for yourself. Fast forward, everybody seen it for themselves. Fast forward, Redacted and sold the studio. He lived in another country.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome to Merrick Studios, where stories take the mic and culture comes alive.
We're not just a network, we're family, bringing you smart, soulful, unfiltered conversations.
And this season, we're bringing the heat with our biggest lineup yet. Whatever you're into, music, sports, business, we got you covered.
Merrick Studios, where the conversation starts and keeps going.
Check out our full lineup, including Unglossy with Bun B, Jeffrey Sledge, and myself, Tom Frank. Now streaming at wearemerrickstudios.com.
Master the art of lyricism with Pendulum Mink, the first school for rap. Learn elite techniques through immersive lessons, real-world exercises, and guidance from hip-hop icons. This is where MCs sharpen their skills and glow boldly on the mic. Ready to level up? Visit pendulummink.com and start your journey today.
And now, back to the show.
But you know what I like? I mean, not trying to skip too far ahead, but I do like that all these relationships that you were building, like even with the people you said, you know, Wale and Sean and all those guys. Now, like with the Front Porch joint, like they kind of loops back around because now you're able to help them out. You know what I mean? And not on some charity shit, but just like, yo, I got this platform and I can bring you on. And Wiz, well, I've seen, you know, and all those people. That's incredible to me.
If you listen, like I'm a fan first.
And now hip hop is what you wanted it to be, right?
Yeah.
So let's get to the Front Porch, because I think you said something pretty interesting when we first started. You wanted your music still to be heard, so you walked out on your front porch. Now, obviously, I've tried to walk out on my front porch and sing, and nobody listens. Somehow, something worked for you. How did this thing start? Like, what is it? As simple as you walked out on your front porch?
Nah, it's not. It's not that simple at all. After my Atlanta situation, I had a record with Jazzy Faye and with Rich Homie Quan. I ended up doing while I was down there, called One Day, and a record with Rich Homie Quan, rest in peace. It's called Confidence. And I ended up getting a situation with Atlantic and working with Omos Keith. Omos Keith was the one that brought me to Atlantic. His brother Renez, he heard the records and then connected me with Omos. And then fast forward, we end up on Atlantic, and I'm in Hollywood, kind of doing the same thing that I did in Atlanta with Omos now. But it's like a way, you know what I'm saying? It's like it went from TM88 in Southside to now Nigo's just popping up in the studio. Anderson .Paak. I mean, Chad Hugo, not Nigo. Chad Hugo is in the studio. Anderson .Paak, Jeff Giddy. Like I'm meeting him in his infant stage, and like Georgia Smith, and then we go to Dr. Dre studio, and Omos is like ducking Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, this is the type of environment. Like, why are you ducking Dr. Dre? It's like, because you do so much. It's like it's a different level of work now that it's like, I want this shit to come out if I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like that was his thing. But to experience that was like, oh, this shit about to happen. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that in Atlanta too. Like I plugged back to DC until this happened. Then now I'm in Hollywood doing this. And then the Atlantic situation, I ain't really getting support of the label like that. And it's like, I don't really know what's causing it. I ain't even really trying to find out. I'm just still on my path. So I'm going to go do something. And then me and Omos, we still got a great relationship, but I identified that it wasn't what we wanted to, it wasn't going how we wanted to. So I end up going back home again. And I'm like, man, how the fuck every time this shit seems like it's about to happen, I get plucked back to this month. Like, why am I getting shown the best of the best, best studios, putting all these damn Grammys in my face, all these, you know what I'm saying, plaques, all this money out, like I can't touch, and you know what I'm saying, all these things going down and shit. It's like, I gotta do it indies. I gotta do it at home.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
I gotta do it at home. You just showed me all this shit.
Universe is showing you what to do.
Yeah, I got to
show. But they've also shown you that you can't do it here, because if you do it here in LA, there's things that come with things in LA. If you do it in Atlanta,
this ain't your
a lot
place.
of these
like,
things become very.
how you got that H on, like
Yep.
That's the part. Even all the artists I was talking about in the car, Drake, Toronto, Hove, New York, Wale, DC, Wiz, Pittsburgh, everybody from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like Rick Ross, Miami, like anybody, Kendrick, Compton, anybody who is somebody or who is, you know what I'm saying, supposed to be championed by the whole culture. You got to be championed by your place first.
By your own place, your first place.
How the rest of the world supposed to? So it's like, I was like, okay, that's what you gotta do. Go home, figure it out how to do it there. The first step was, all right, I'm still in this shit. People got to know I'm like that. Let me go out there and just rap. So my first, like the literally first front porch freestyle I did, like I prepped it like in Omar's studio before I went and actually home and did it. So like when I was just home, I said, man, I might just do this shit. I did it to Jaden Smith Icon Living. This was like 2017, 18.
Yeah. Crazy track.
That was literally the first joint I ever did. And then like the response, it was like, oh nah, people, I like these. And then I was like, shit, I'm gonna do it again. So I was like, every time I get something dope enough to do them, because I'm like, nah, these are statement pieces. This ain't just me fucking around. It's like, nigga, put an album into this freestyle, nigga. Cause this all they might see.
Right.
How can you do that? Put an album into this shit and do it to something that they fuck with. Or like something you might not, just that shows your music, you know what I'm saying, how much of a fan you are of the music. It ain't gotta be like the most current beat. Nigga, do some classic shit that ain't nobody gonna touch. Do some shit like that. Cause it's like, you already know the risk in doing that. Nobody wanna hear that shit if it ain't fucking with it. Guess who the person? Lil Wayne, nigga. Lil Wayne, the only nigga I wanted to hear rap on somebody else shit other than a person. It gotta be good as Lil Wayne shit, nigga. That's the only way people gonna fuck with. If this shit ain't good
as dedication.
It got to be like that. So it was like I was doing that for like 3-4 years, you know what I'm saying? To the point 2018, my dad get incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? He in right now. And like my whole shit was, it's literally Lil Wayne, locked the CEO up. Now I'm the CEO, fuck. And it's like, all right, damn, it's a lot of shit fell on my lap at the same time. And mind you, I already started these freestyles. I've been doing them. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm getting calls from like Pusha, you know what I'm saying, showing love, David Banner showing love, Drummer Boy, right. Like even at this time, like I'm cooking now, you know what I'm saying? People are like, man, this platform working. And David Banner hit me, be like, man, I had some people call me from DC, man. All I'm gonna say is, bro, keep going out on that porch. Keep going out on that porch.
I want to ask you something though. Is this literally at this point, when you say the freestyle is going, are you doing this on your front porch?
I'm on the front porch. And
like this is your front porch.
People walking by, walking their dogs, and I'm sitting here and all that type. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you're out there with a mic and a camera. You're recording them.
With my phone, like this.
Phone.
Wow.
Like
and you're throwing them up on YouTube.
No, I'll just put them on Instagram at the time.
Instagram at this point. Okay.
Fastest way to get Insta. This is the fastest way to get them. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how YouTube work at that time. Like, I'm just upload shit, but it was like I was just uploading videos. You know what I'm saying? And like I ain't like how these vertical videos looked on YouTube. So I was like, I don't like
that's true.
So I'm gonna just put it here. And like 2022, like Pharrell had the Summer in the Water Festival out here.
Virginia.
I literally like he shut down Independence Avenue and like I was like it was some shit like I didn't even know you could do that in DC.
Yeah, we cooked out there. It was crazy. We cooked burgers out there for that.
You were there with Trillburger?
Yes.
Oh, Bun, he all in my story.
Bun's everywhere.
I was about to say, so I literally walked past Pharrell and I see him and I'm like, bro, thank you. And he's like, what? I said, man, I didn't know you could do this shit out here. Like, I didn't know that this was even possible. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? That was my only ever time talking to Pharrell ever. But I seen one of my homies that I went to school with named Tyler at that same festival. And like he do videos and for a lot of people and shit. And we always wanted to work together. We ain't never worked together. But by this time, he don't want to do music videos no more. He's like, man, I want to do something else. And I'm like, I don't really like the music videos. They cool, but I'm like, this freestyle shit, I'm getting more bump with this. You know what I'm saying?
More impact,
like,
yeah.
Like, well, shit, let's try to turn that up. You know what I'm saying? And so he ended up bringing the tripod and the camera over there. And my man Terrence that
now you're stepping it up a little bit.
Like my guys that I was doing videos and like my regular artist content with already. My man Sliz right here, my man Terrence. We come together and like start filming them now. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a mic on, and you know what I'm saying. We bringing the production level up, and my homie Reggie that I worked on like during like this time my dad was locked up. I did like a lot of different shit. Like I was driving a truck still while I'm doing the freestyles and shit. I'm dropping shit off. People like noticing me while I'm doing all these jobs and shit too. And I end up working on like production, like for like Apple TV on a TV show called Swagger. And I do like a couple jumps, a jump with Denzel, Columbia Pictures jump. Like I'm just working on the beat behind the scenes and shit. Worked on Run DMC documentary for Peacock with my homie Kirk Frazier. He do a lot of dope documentaries. And like I learned the production game. You know what I'm saying? So I learned to be an artist, but I also to learn production and also to had the runs. Like I'm so much shit I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? And then by the time me and Tyler link in, it's like, all right, shit, my homie Reggie that put me on production, he got all the equipment to where we could just put a band anywhere. He always been like, man, let's just perform somewhere. And I actually see him do it one time and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta put a band on the porch. I'm already doing my record freestyle. And I'm like, I gotta put the band
Now
on.
you're bringing the band onto the porch.
Exactly. So now instead of me just freestyling, I'm doing my original records with the band on the porch. And people were like, I was like, oh shit. Nigga, Snoop post one of them jumps. Motherfucking like.
So Snoop sees this and reposts one of yours.
Just without a guess. Just me on the jump like with the band. So I'm
amazing.
like, oh shit. All right. And then back to Big G. Big G the first person I thought of. So I see G at an event and I show him the first video I did with the band. I said, hey, I need you to come do this with me. I show him the jump. He was like, oh, I don't give a fuck if I come by myself. I beat it. Like, I'm Nick. So him and Wincy came and I put the band together for it wasn't actually Backyard Band, but I put the band together, like created a house band for, you know what I'm saying, when artists come. Cause that's like,
so you have your own band now that's playing for these artists when they come in.
That's kind of, that's half the battle.
Is you're doing this on your front porch, your neighbor. I mean, what are your neighbors thinking of this? Are they coming out and watching? Are they like, turn that music down? What are they doing?
One of my neighbors like, this he ride or die, man. I don't care what happens, man. If his house, if something happened to his house, I'm gonna go fix it. It's not fucking they can do everything. You know what I'm saying? My other neighbor, he a little older, he be beefing a little bit, but I put some wine over there, like some vodka. But everybody else cool. Overall it's cool. Like you could imagine just like Bun B performing out in front of the crib before you pull up, Snoop outside. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Robin Thicke just outside playing the piano on the, you know what I'm saying, before you pull up. Like I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, I couldn't be mad at that.
I think what you could do is find out who your neighbor's favorite artists are and invite them to the porch.
Well,
I think he might have done this, right?
No,
I mean,
I don't know who he like. I ain't think he like nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like he older, but
he's just a grumpy dude.
Figure it out. His son told me
it might be gospel, right? It might be blues.
It's something
that he has a connection to.
No, I'm gonna figure it out for him. I got something for him because he do cool. He cool for the most part, but overall, I don't want nobody.
Give him one, Noochie. Give him one. Like, give him one for the holidays, right? Like around the holidays. Give him one, man, and he'll understand.
I definitely didn't. I knock on doors and drop stuff off for sure. But you know what I'm saying. But overall,
he need to know what the other people that support you feel.
Why they love it so much,
right? When he can have that connection with somebody that come on your porch, I think he'll understand why you do it and why people love it. You know what I'm saying?
So, let me ask a quick question. So, with the guests, because you had so many amazing guests. Are you reaching out, or are they reaching out?
Yeah, how in the world is this working? It's crazy to me. I'm obsessed with your YouTube channel.
Robin Thicke or Lenny Williams. How's this happening? I mean, it's incredible.
One of them other odd jobs that I had too during my stress was I was DJing. So like curation is like I be playing like my favorite thing I get while I was DJing. Damn, I ain't heard that in a long time. And it ain't like, damn, why you playing that old ass shit? It's like damn, you know what I'm saying, make me feel like something. So like
when it comes to the porch,
when it comes to the porch, that's why I wanted Backyard and Big G to be the first guest, because I know like when I'm in DC, I need DC to know that this DC shit.
Yeah,
I need y'all that this where this come from. And then my second guest was Miss Kim, another pretty much the female version of Big G and Wincy and Backyard. And them two were like my first two guests. And then Raheem DeVaughn was literally my third guest. But when I called him, I was like, hey, I need people to understand that this is a real production. I need people to see what it look like when we got an artist with a catalog that's a touring act that, you know what I'm saying, what it look like for real. So people can really know, like pretty much like the calling card of like, hey, we here. You know what I'm saying? And he did it. You know what I'm saying? He did it literally after that. Penny Lattimore, Eric Roberson, Ruben
So it just starts building upon itself. These people start hearing about it. Because in 2023, you had an article in the Washingtonian, right? And they were calling your porch kind of the DC's hottest new venue.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm assuming that get caught because all of a sudden somebody's taking notice that you're getting some pretty big acts that are playing.
Well, like I said, DC known for go-go. Like if you come to DC, you got to do like Bun said, when he came, you had to do it with a go-go band. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now and what year was that when you did that? That was like the
Pimp was home. So that would have been within that. I'm trying to think. It wouldn't have been before he came. That would have been before he got locked up. So that would have been early 2000s for sure.
For sure. And these same bands been out here playing nonstop
forever.
And
yes, absolutely.
And it's still not even like it's known to a certain degree, but we got like a couple right doing the butt, Bustin' Loose, Chuck Brown, Sexy Lady. Be like I can almost name the original record. So it's like for it to be taken serious on another level, it's like, and these be our classic records that we love, and it kind of is a version of, it's not covering the music, but it's like a remix, if you will, that is like, all right, we need to be able to see this in another light. Like we need to be able to, because you can't experience a go-go unless you add it. So it's like outside of that, you just hearing the song, you're like, what is this? But if you see it and hear it and it's mixed, it sound like, my goal is make this the best sounding shit that they got. Because I already know like a lot of engineers be half-assing, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, because it's live. It's like you getting paid as a job versus, the goal is to make sure that this shit is the best heard and the best visual representation of our area. So the rest of the industry can take this shit serious. Because I just seen what it looked like. Like we, you know what I'm saying? We gotta up the standards. You know what I'm saying? We gotta up the standards of what our quality is, and you know what I'm saying, how people see and hear us. And if that was what I was seeing, that's why I was showing all this shit to come back and do. It's like, all right, that's when I identified. It's like, all right, let me make sure. I just want to curate. It wasn't just for DC no more at that point. It's like, oh nah, this is for just black music. This for us. This for the culture. This ain't no Arsenio Hall show. Ain't no Soul Train. Ain't no 106 in Park. Ain't no BT Jams. Ain't no Rap City. Ain't no nothing. Only Jones Tiny Desk. You know what I'm saying? And
the Tiny Desk, because it does kind of remind me of like a step up from the Tiny Desk.
It's a tinier desk though. A porch is a tinier desk.
Yeah.
Like squeezing them drums up there was crazy. Like the first episode we did, we had the whole band on the porch. Like I was like, this ain't gonna work. But but those platforms and like, cause even Tiny Desk is one of them as well. But just like where 106 in Park felt like when I'm getting to know the artist, when I feel like the platform cares about the artist. Not to say that they don't, but I'm just saying that I feel connected to the cause when they come over. I want the artists to feel at home when they come in. Like everybody that come there, like this really the crib. Like I say, mi casa, su casa when you come in. It's whatever you need, we got it. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna make sure that your sound good. The
sound is great.
Fast forward, it goes from just being a handful of people in the beginning to now it's like, it's like 20.
You have
30.
a whole production in your front yard, from what I've read.
I got the best team in the world when it comes to getting this shit done. You know what I'm saying? Except everybody got the same way I'm explaining shit, like my skills that I gained through, you know what I'm saying, trial and error, or just through the journey. Literally everybody over there got the same. So by the time the artists come over there, I would be thinking like we, as sometimes saying like, damn, we doing the right thing. If, you know what I'm saying, they coming over here, you know what I'm saying, they didn't came on our path. But it's like, nah, this they path too. Like something brought them over here, you know what I'm saying? Because there's people that ain't made, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be certain times be like, man, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Most of them is relationships. Like I said, I met a lot of people coming up. So they say, same people on the way up, same motherfucker you see on the way down. And there's so many people like, see me never fret, no matter what the situation was, whether it be my father getting locked up, whether it be the Atlanta situation, whether it be the Atlanta situation, whether it be whatever. And it's like, oh, nah, you still win this. I'm like, yeah, man, like, let's pull up, man, let's keep doing it. Nothing changed with me. I just had to catch up. That's it. I'm still catching up.
Yeah.
The one thing we talked about this on the phone, me and Nooch, is that DC was when BT, and Bun, you know this too, when BT was in DC, it was such a cultural thing, and everybody in the record companies in the business really loved to go to DC to go to BT. Like it was a great thing to see Donnie Simpson or Teen Summit or whatever you were doing. And so I love how you've kind of made it this an extension of that DC thing, of people coming to DC, you have a good time, you know, there's a culture there. And like you said, there's no other outlets for Black music like this, really. You know, some people get on tiny desks, but that's not just us, but this is kind of like, it makes you feel like what BT and DC was back then.
Right. Yeah, they're not getting Lenny Williams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
They could.
Exactly.
They could. But
you know what I'm saying? But they're
like,
not.
Something like literally back to curation. Like I'm just thinking like when we first start getting like acts and stuff, like we literally put a whiteboard together and wrote down like everybody who I thought would make this the blackest platform ever. You know what I'm saying? Just culturally successful with our shit. And like literally it's been the same board up there since we started. And like we done checked off.
You're just checking people off, huh?
Checking them now, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, so I got so many questions here. Like, take me through. I just can't imagine. Like when I saw Snoop on your porch rolling out on a wheelchair, like I really double checked that. I was like, this is AI or is this for real? Like this guy, how in the world do you get Snoop to fly in and go to your house and perform? Because the visual and the audio of that is exceptional. Like it is so good, man. And so like walk me through that process. Like does he call you up one day? Do you call? How does that even happen?
My first Snoop interaction is literally like as was my second one. But my first one I opened up for him at Echo Stage. He was DJ Snoopadelic. I didn't really get to interact with him, but I opened up. This was like 2018, I think. And but fast forward, like I said, he posted the front porch. Like he seen it on his own. Like when I finally actually met him, had the conversation, he said he's just seen it on his own. And you know what I'm saying? He fucked with it. Like he said, and he made it a note to say, this is before the guest. He's like, this is before the guest. I just seen when it was just him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my manager now, Big Country Bobby, he got a great relationship with like so many people. Like I don't like getting put on blast, so I ain't gonna tell all his business. But he got a great relationship with everybody. And once, you know what I'm saying, I hit him up once I seen Snoop, you know what I'm saying, show some insight. And he said, shit, I called him. And he called. And then fast forward, you know what I'm saying, Snoop just gave his word. He said, man, I want to come do that shit. I'm going to come do it. And it probably was like, it was a minute since he said it to when it actually happened. But when he ended up coming to DC, they reached out right before they came and we made it happen.
And so he just rolls up one day and he just comes out of your front porch and does what he does.
That was great. The neighborhood loved it that day.
Did he bring the wheelchair? Did he bring the wheelchair? Whose idea was that?
He didn't. It was his idea for the night before we did the shoot. I go meet him at the hotel. And mind you, like, this is a nice ass hotel. And then get on the elevator. We get off the elevator, and immediately, as soon as we open the elevator floor, I'm like, oh, this is the floor Snoop on.
Smoke.
I can smell it. It's already Snoop on. And then we go from we go to the room and there, you know, blowing down, and he pretty much was like, man, I want to do cause I sent the set list to him. I told him the songs that, like, anybody who come, like, I pretty much, like, I create a set list that I think will go crazy. They can do the fuck they want to do. But I send some that I think, you know what I'm saying, this shit gonna sound crazy and the fans gonna appreciate it. And like I research people like live performances to see if they got like a dope live performance of this. And if they don't, I'm like, you gotta do this, bro. It don't even exist. It's one of your hardest jumps that you ain't even did it. And we gotta do it with a band. Come on, man. But so we did Murder Was the Case. And he said, man, I want to come out in a wheelchair like I did at the award show. I said, bet, that's gonna be tough. And I'm thinking he just got a wheelchair. And he don't. So when they get to the house, my one of my engineers, my man Ryan, that I went to when I was going to school and going to studio, he in a wheelchair. So he told me, he said, "Hey, Snoop want to use the wheelchair for the shoot." He was like, "My chair?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, get me up. Man, what the fuck? Get me up."
Use up his chair.
Hey, get me up.
I don't know if you could have a higher honor with your wheelchair than having like Snoop Dogg use your wheelchair.
Man, look, he told me, he said, man, people, he said, man, I was getting calls. He said, I got called up. He said, nigga, I know that ain't your wheelchair. I was like, how nigga identify your wheelchair? I was like, yeah, man. I want to know. You know what I'm saying?
Noochie, let me ask you this question, because I have to believe that you've either been asked to do some sort of, I don't know, front porch tour, or someone has tried to come and put a corporate logo on your porch. I have to believe these things. Have you at least been approached or asked people, if somebody's asked, have you ever considered that? Have you ever considered that? Like,
on there.
yeah, like if you like a football stadium, like I'm sure you could sell the name rights to the front porch.
For sure. That's why I made sure I locked in all the ownership and everything, because I done learned the label game already. Made sure everything that's porches, you know what I'm saying? You can check that and make sure it go right to where it's supposed to go. But man, I'm waiting for the right thing. I got a lot of people that I feel like we gotta to feed with this, and you know what I'm saying? If it don't make sense, it don't make sense. And we all about doing the right business over here. And we gonna figure it out always. You know what I'm saying?
So we can see the cultural value. That's why we were so excited to have you on this podcast, right? Because we like to explore. We like to explore people's reasoning behind culture. And so I have to believe that with all the views you get and how viral you've been going since the early 2020s, that somebody would have to be like, yo, we need to get a piece of this. You know what I'm saying? Like how can we do Coca-Cola Presents Front Porch? You know what I'm saying? What makes you want to keep it close to chest?
I mean, as long as it's true to, I just want to keep it true to us, and not to say like if Coca-Cola did come and holler at me, that we'd figure it out. Coca-Cola,
Coca-Cola, if you're listening, just give us
Coca-Cola. That was kind of always my vision too. I'm like, all right, I want this to be aligned with like the top brands, like how Apple is, or like how car brands, Sprite, or like shit like that. So like we've done events like with the Wizards, we've done stuff with the Mystics. We've done stuff with like Pepco, like we've done like one-off events a few times early in the game, but now we into doing live events. Like we just did our first live event was in September at the Bethesda Theater. We sold that out, and we just pronounced the show is just announced. Noochie's live from the front porch, and that's the bill. And we don't tell the guests who coming, and we sold the show out. And then the lineup for that show, we had Eric Roberson, Young Dro, Tweet, Ari Lennox, and then Big G and Wincy, Sugar Bear, and Miss Kim. And I did something as well. But like it's just it's a whole experience, and we on the fan base and the supporter, they trust the curation so much that they show up. You know what I'm saying? And are able to, you know what I'm saying, make the brand stronger by doing that. And all we got to do is deliver. And if somebody coming ready to deliver the same way we try and deliver, then we could deliver together.
Hey, real quick, Nooch, before you wrap, I want you to talk about the Kennedy Center.
I was going to say, that's a huge one.
That's massive.
Well, listen, that show was actually, that was like my first goal. Like I wanted to do that actually as the first show, because I'm like, this is the most prestigious platform in DC.
Of course.
The country, damn near. Like this is where they do the highest honors and awards at. And like this show was eventually aligned in August 2024. That's when it was announced, alongside Andre 3000, Masego, and D Nice. That was the hip hop lineup for Kennedy Center, 24 to 25. Everybody else got to do their show before the election happened. And by the time Kennedy Center had a different stigma on it, by that time. So it was like trying to figure out how to do it. But like the essence of what we're doing is to be Black faces in our culture where it's supposed to be, everywhere it could be. So I felt like I couldn't let that deter what the original goal was, to take this from the crib to the highest spot in DC that you could go. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if it was in the 60s or something, I feel like they'd call it a sit-in or something like that.
Mm.
And you know what I'm saying? It's more of a protest to what you think versus.
Hurry up! I had to cut the camera off so they wouldn't see you in the window.
Mm-hmm. No, good.
But yeah, it was a big show. The people showed up for us.
Oh yeah,
like, it was crazy. We did what we supposed to do.
Yeah,
and this just happened, right? This was on November 9th?
Yeah, this wasn't even a week ago.
About a week ago, yeah, at the Kennedy Center.
Because I was actually a part of the D Nice show, so I know what he means, and what the idea of actually performing in the Kennedy Center. You feel it in the room. You feel you understand the grandeur of the space for sure.
Exactly. Like when you're in it, it's like, damn, like we took this from the house to here. But it's also like, all right, it's also you don't want to go against your people, but it's also like that ain't what this is. And sometimes your people gotta educate themselves to understand.
I understand that.
It's not your job to lower your standards. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I feel like it's more my job to educate, and like that's all.
Did you recreate the porch as part of this, or what was visually? How did it look?
We had a screen with porch and graphics, and
okay.
You're gonna see us walking on the porch one day. Whenever you come to the show, there's gonna be a porch on there.
We definitely coming down.
Well, we are definitely coming down.
Would you want to take this on tour?
How we're gonna do that? Yeah, that was my next question. Yeah,
100%. I want to do it because we only did it in DC. I would love to do it in Houston, where we got the Houston Legends coming out, where we got, you know what I'm saying, Unexpected, where we in LA, and then we got Snoop, we got, you know what I'm saying, like all these relationships that have been built with all these people and all these different fan bases. Like we just had Lenny Williams, and then 803 Fresh, and then Robin Thicke, and then Benny the Butcher, and then
George Clinton,
Memphis Bleak, George Clinton. We just dropped the Ram
amazing lineup.
We dropping some crazy jumps, and like the Monday, when this come out?
This will come out probably next week.
All right, Monday. By the time this come out, we just drop Wale's. So like now that'll be and he's having a crazy run right now.
So I guess like some of it, and Bun, I'm curious to see what you have to say about this. To me, like going on tour is cool, but there is a part of me that like the actual front porch is so cool that like bringing people to you, to me, is almost as powerful as you bringing it on tour. And, or maybe there's a mix of the two somehow, but the idea of coming to the actual front porch, and it's not like it's right down on Independence Avenue. You know, it's a little bit out of the city. Not really out of the city, but it's a unique place in itself. And to me, that is what becomes special.
And that's 100% agreed. But if that's the case, only Bun will be able to experience that. So, and us in the crew and the team that's over there, we're doing it like that because it's not a public venue. It's not like how Russell he invites people to. And shout out to Russell, he came on the platform as well. And he invites people to his house. Like I don't want these niggas in mine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that becomes a whole different thing, I guess.
This is equivalent to a studio session that's just on the porch. Like we're trying to capture the best video and audio for this performance to give to the masses. If we doing a tour, this is letting the masses come to us too. You know what I'm saying? Or at least
I see it. I see it because you're obviously limited by the space, right? And the space not only limits who gets to come and perform, but also who gets to come and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the limit. The true limitation is the fact that you guys are creating something that if you had a bigger porch, right, more people could come and enjoy it. If you had a bigger yard for people to stand in, more people could come and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If one neighbor was cool, then we could have set up something across everybody's front yard and blocked the street off. You know what I'm saying? But because of that, we almost have the porch stands for something, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
The porch stands for something. Porch. So as long as the porch still represents outside of DC, outside of your home, as long as it still represents that for people and doesn't have to compromise any cultural integrity to be that for people, Man, take that shit on the road, bro. Like,
but make sure you bring the porch with you, like the the recreation of the porch.
Is gonna go, but definitely, that shit got to go on the road. But Tom, you 100% right when it comes to like, it just in my mind of like where I'm at, and like, we just had Snoop in this mother. We just had, we just did all these people. Like I got a wall of signatures on the wall of everybody that came over,
man.
And it's like, this shit don't make no sense. Like to think like the police done ran up in here before. You know what I'm saying? like it's shit like that. You know what I'm saying? To fast forward to now, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a special joint on Thanksgiving, but this probably be out by then too. But we Patty LaBelle. We just had Patty LaBelle over there.
Yeah. Man, it makes no sense, but it makes perfect sense.
If it ain't out by then, they coming to see it. They gonna tune in.
No, for sure. It's coming out the Monday of that week. So, you know what I'm saying? It's probably, man, we be good. Nonetheless, I'm cool about it. The element of surprise is part of the shit. So it's like, that's how we could build it as Noochie's live from the front porch. We could just drop on Monday.
I love it.
And they not know we about to drop. Yeah. Just be happy that we drop. It's Monday. I know they about to do something. I don't know
drop
what
something. Yeah.
It might be a 10-minute jump. It might be a 40-minute jump. But
when you do go on the road, like I got to go see Pete Rock and Common when they were, this past year. And what I really loved,
the living room setup.
They had his living room, and that was like, I think it's his aunt's living room. I think
Jeff, you would know, right?
What you say?
When they had their set, they matched it perfectly to, I think it was his aunt's basement, like living room.
Oh yeah, Pete. It's
Pete's aunt, right?
Aunt's basement. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was perfect. Like every little detail was actual stuff, from her basement. And so, like, I think that's a cool opportunity that, like, you could document and bring on tour every little thing. Like if the little corner is a little bit cut off or rusted, like that's got to be on tour. Like it's got to be the authenticity of it, because that's what makes this thing so special. Like it's literally your front porch.
It's crazy. And
as we wrap up, though, I got a challenge. We got to get Bun, yell if I'm speaking out of turn here, but I want to see Bun on your front porch.
I want to see Bun on the front
porch. How can we make that happen, Bun?
I feel like we just made it happen. It's going to happen.
I feel like we just did.
Is it that easy?
I think so. I think so. I won't need a wheelchair.
No wheelchair.
You want a grill?
Yeah, we'll put a grill out there.
I gotta have it just for a
Not a bad idea.
You don't got to be on the grill. We can just have it out there, get some Trill burgers, getting grilled while we out there. I think
Hey, Bun, here's my challenge to you. Bun, I'll flip burgers, and then one day somebody will say, "Who is that white guy standing out there flipping burgers the whole time while Bun's trying to perform?"
And were they any good?
Exactly.
Tom burgers. They're pretty good.
I'm up for Noochie. I'm up for. I haven't been to DC in a minute. That's why we haven't reached out, and we didn't have it like with the Corey Moe album that I just did. We didn't have the budget to go to DC for something like that.
Understood.
But the next time I'm booked, I'm on the porch. So DC promoters book me to the city so I can go to Noochie house and get it up.
I'm sure for Noochie, that's one phone call.
I'm about to say,
Tom, find a reason for me to come to Maryland.
Believe me, I'll get you a reason very soon. Very soon. So you be ready for us, Noochie.
Yes, sir.
And the last thing before we go, man, I just want to say I appreciate y'all, man. For sure, for reaching out, all legends in your own right. And I want to shout out the team for making the front porch even happen. Like it started with I did, and it was just me at first, but now it's there's some whole shit. I want to shout out the team and everybody that supported, and just appreciate everybody's coming to the live events. See y'all when we go on the road. Shout out to all the artists that believe in it and understand like that we just going to, because some people be coming over, they be like, "Man, this is really get house," and then by the time they leave, by the time we done, they don't want to leave. Like we always like, it's all family now. You know what I'm saying? We in there eating and shit. Like it's cool. So it's like we real life family, like uncles and aunts and like back. That's my last thing I want to say to you. You said aunt, Tom. Is y'all say aunt or aunt? How y'all say it?
I say aunt, but a lot of people say auntie now. Like it's a vibe.
I say auntie.
Yeah. A lot of that. There's a lot of that.
I say auntie. Yeah.
I'm taking
That's
that.
our country. We get it. Now let me ask you this, Noochie. When I come, I'm probably gonna come with my wife, and she gonna want some crabs.
I live by the best crab.
Well, that's it.
We got you.
Well, you got us.
We have all the artists come. We ask them what they eat, and we make sure it's there.
Well, that's what we gonna want to eat, some crab.
But
you bring the crabs, I bring the burgers.
You gotta bring some burgers. You got to bring some burgers. I ain't even
crab and burger.
Say less. Already.
I like it. Hey man, thank you. This was special.
You, man.
Yes, it's great.
Def, super salute, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely, bro. It's funny because I feel like you and I have been around each other, but we had never met. Like there's so many common threads where we start talking. And I'm like, oh yeah. Like, he was not in Atlantic. I worked at Atlantic, but he was on the West Coast and I was in New York. So there's always kind of common threads that we got, and I'm sure we know a bunch of the same people. So I'm glad we got to finally put it together. You know.
No, already, man. I definitely felt like we was in the same room before.
Absolutely.
These on Clubhouse. I just remember hearing your voice somewhere. I got a very distinct voice. You probably should do a song.
Thank you.
One song at least.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you all for listening. Thank you for bringing us to the front porch. Thank you, Noochie. Until next week, leave us your comments on Instagram at Unglossy Pod or YouTube at Merrick Studios. Tell your friends about the show. I'm Tom Frank.
I'm Jeffrey Sledge.
And I'm Bun B.
I'm Noochie.
I'm Noochie. Unglossy is produced and distributed by Merrick Studios.